안녕하세요, 여러분. Today we are watching Be Careful in Korea. I've just seen the thumbnail and had to click on it and watch it, and so I thought maybe we should watch it together. I don't really know what's the topic, why you have to be careful in Korea, what this video is all about. If you want to watch the full version of it, because I will cut it down of course, then you can find it down in the description. Start.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Dan in Korea. I thought I could make a video on what to be careful of when you come to Korea, because when you go to a country that you're not familiar with, there might be some cultural differences that could, put you in a difficult situation or sometimes in a dangerous situation.
That is true. That can happen very fast. Our cultures can be different, quite different. So it's good to know how the other people work.
Based on my experience and based on my talks with my friends, I made a list of things you should be careful of when you come to Korea. First thing you should be careful when you're in Korea is using taxis. Using the taxi might be difficult because it's really hard to explain where to go, and you're not sure if you're going on the right way. You're not sure if you're charged the right amount. The most common and safest way to use taxis in Korea is use the Kakao Taxi app. You can just easily put in the address, it shows you how much, it shows you the route. I'm sure there are a lot of nice taxi drivers out there, but I also heard a lot of cases that foreigners experience, some kind of problems when they use taxis.
That is absolutely true. I also have a lot of cases where I was in foreign countries and just had to take a taxi and didn't know how much it will cost or if the taxi driver will drive me 3 times around the block. So what I always did, if I had to take a taxi without an app, I just opened Google Maps, which doesn't work in South Korea, but whatever, maps, my start point, my destination, and had it open and looked it up if the driver is driving in the right direction. But I always think that it's good to use a simple app, and especially nowadays it's so easy. Just type in whatever you want, pay it up front, and you go in the taxi, go out the taxi, everything is fine. Don't have to use cash or something like that. That is really good. Next one.
2. This I actually didn't know about until I spoke with some friends. Dating apps in general, I think they're very dangerous. I personally don't use it. You can use it, but I think you should be careful when you're using it.
Okay, that is a part that I will jump over because I'm not interested in.
This is also kind of related, but don't expect your K-drama love from dating apps and clubs.
Okay, so yeah, dating, whatever.
Next one might be a very important point for your safety and your health, because in Korea, people rarely have allergies. So when you're in Korea, when you order something, if you have a special allergy, if you have something that you don't eat, you must ask them if they have this ingredient.
That is good to know. Don't have any allergies, so no problem on my side. We have the most common allergies noted in the menu. For example, nuts, fish, some other things. They have a little character beside the menu, and there you can read which one is it. If it has, for example, milk in it, if it has fish in it, if it has nuts in it. That is legally required.
Next one, language learning app. I got some recommendations which app should I try out, and I downloaded one, Tandem. Just after I downloaded it, I had so many messages coming in, and it was just hi, hey. The reason why I'm saying be careful of these language learning apps or language exchange gatherings, meetings, drinking meetings, be careful because a lot of people just come to hook up. Their main purpose might not be to teach you Korean.
Yeah, that is true. I also try to use something like Tandem and other things. It's not really centered around the language anymore, mostly. Cannot recommend them.
Don't underestimate the level of spiciness. Sometimes you might ask, is it spicy? And they might say, oh, it's not that spicy. It's just a little bit spicy. But that little bit spicy might be different from what you know. It might be So if you're not good at eating spicy food, just make sure you tell them no spicy at all. Sometimes it doesn't even say that it's spicy. You order a cream pasta but they use chili in the sauce, so it has like a hint of spiciness, and it could be really spicy.
I don't really know if I can eat spicy foods or not. We will see.
This one is a funny one. Don't ever mess with a najma. Cult on the street. I'm pretty sure you saw a lot of videos on YouTube and TikTok.
No, I didn't see any.
It's not like everywhere in Korea. It's not like very common. But if you go to like the main districts like Hongdae or Gangnam, they always ask you, do you have some time? Like, oh, you have a good aura. They usually start with these compliments and questions and telling you that you have an aura, telling you like you have a problem, and then they ask you like,
Not
can
just
you
one.
buy me a drink to talk about this, or they ask you to follow them to a certain place.
Does that happen often? That was also something that was in another video. We also have some, not really cults, we call them, I don't really know how we call them, but is that something that happens often, and is that really as dangerous as he said?
If they ask you, can you buy me a drink? Just no. No one is going to ask you that. No one who's normal is going to ask you that. Next one, respect the elders. This is kind of like a cultural difference. Next one, this is something that's very sensitive. Spy cameras. I'm sure you've seen a lot of articles about this. Especially in the toilets or in motels. It has been an issue for a while, and I know like the police are doing like patrols, they're trying their best to change this, to prevent this.
Never heard about that. Quite good advice here. Some topics that are, I think, clear if you have a little bit of understanding, but very good points, especially on the parts with the taxis and with the food that you cannot eat. So yeah, that was the video from This Is Dan. A link to channel and video, of course, is down in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.